Power-ups in anime are supposed to be the big moment that blows your mind and makes you forget the fact that you're watching a Japanese cartoon due to the absolute overload of hype. Think about entering the zone. Naruto Kurama, Ichigo Bankai, Luch using his Giyas, Light when he starts screaming and acting all crazy. These are the climaxes of the story that we all look out for, but it is also when we're the most critical. You absolutely cannot hype up something crazy and then turn into 7 Deadly Sins or Black Clover. These are peak story moments that are built from the beginning of the series. Moments that are beyond just senseless, flashy animation, but points of perspective of how far the characters have come. Now for the title. Jesus, this is about to be really rough again, man. Year 5 has been nothing short of a mixed bag of crazy emotions for everyone, particularly the anime adaptation. Year 5 was this golden apple that everyone was hyping up, saying this episode was in the works for 9 months with rumors of Warner Bros, Megami Ishitani, Scorsese, MJ, Ronaldo, Nolan, all working together to throw these ideas in this pot and create this existential experience. But people are just not feeling it. We'll get into 1073 later, but there has been a lot of moments that let us down. And that being said, calm down, buddy. There's obviously been some good moments. This is happening for a plethora of reasons. First and foremost, you have a better chance of getting a Democrat to vote for Donald Trump than get a rabid One Piece fan to admit One Piece has flaws. One Piece fans destroy the communities day in and day out over everything, screaming at everyone in the fact that this is the greatest story since the Bible.
One Piece, so popular. It's like saying, why is the Bible so popular?
Demon Slayer has a bad episode. One Piece fans are there. Kenpachi goes crazy. One Piece fans are there. Boruto trying to get in the right direction, and you definitely know One Piece fans are going to be there for that. Now, when you're this committed to a piece of cartoon fiction, you can also just have a moment where you take a step back and just say, it's not that deep. And before you blast me in the comments, I literally have a whole channel on this, so stop telling me I've never watched One Piece before, you doorknob. But obviously, this is not some super strong piece of evidence as to why Gear 5 is being looked down on under the most comically large microscope ever imagined. Now, for what I touched on earlier, hype. August 6th had become synonymous for One Piece fans and honestly anime fans around the world. As soon as chapter 1044 came out, everyone knew that Gear 5 was an ability made to be animated. But the build up with episode 1015 director being there was also part of it, and the fake rumors about Warner Bros. Still not sure if they actually did anything, but the popularity numbers of One Piece fans taking over Stranger Things as the most watched piece of media ever, the highest selling manga ever, the most liked anime ever. Everyone expected them to come out with banger after banger for this Gear 5 fight. And when you build up hype to that level, it's impossible to reach that. We see media fold all the time. Game of Thrones, Star Wars, DC. It happens time and time again. But One Piece had already delivered and continues to deliver over these long periods of time that we thought they could never fail. Zoro vs. King, insane. Sanji vs. Queen, crazy. Kid and Law vs. Big Mom was excellent. There is good reason to believe that Gear 5 was going to deliver and blow our minds. They even went as far as to release a teaser that I feel like almost backfired on them by raising expectations even more. But here's what actually happened. Episode 1071 comes out and it was good. 1071 by no means was a bad episode, but it was eerily straight to the manga and didn't feature much fighting. There was a lot in the teaser as well that was just in the fight that was shown in that episode. Most chalked it up to just being the reveal chapter, reveal episode, but all of a sudden now we're going straight to the manga, and now we're following it like it's the law, like we have to follow the manga no matter what, and we're punished for deviating. Episode 1015 is one of the best anime episodes ever, and it was mostly off manga, allowing all these people who were brought in to flesh out their skills and really go crazy with their creativity. Not to mention the sound effects in the episode were just wonky and over the top. Like, we get it, it's Goofy, it's Luffy, it's the embodiment of freedom, but Jesus Christ, we get it, but literally sounding like some shit we would have heard in Looney Tunes. And yes, obviously that was the point, but it still could have been toned down. Then we get to 1072, and this really delivered on all fronts, with better toned down sound effects, and Luffy starting up his heartbeat again was largely an anime only moment, but was a huge deal, barely in the manga, and looked absolutely insane, and the fight delivered smooth animation and new moments. And then we get to 1073. And I don't even know, man, what the fuck was that? With replays to start the fight, flashbacks to start the fight. And yes, I know in the manga, the fire in Onigashima is there, but this ticking time bomb of the arc is so irritating. I understand that you need to put this in, but at this point, knowing how the fight flows and episodes flow, it would have been better to fully flesh out the fight, then have a flashback showing what was going on with everybody. This was a theory that was going to happen. Some people thought it was going to be a couple hour long episode of just a full fight, and then we would have seen everything else. No one wants to see the follow-up of 1072 with this fire in Onigashima with Raizo. And since when was the manga the only thing that mattered? We'll slow down to her 0.5 chapters an episode for Dressrosa, but won't speed up for the biggest transformation in anime. And honestly, the end with Luffy throwing lightning was probably the biggest letdown so far. Who actually finished that and saw that and thought they did it justice? Who? The manga panel looks way better than that. This is just like when Tokyo Ghoul butchered that panel. The moving manga animations people upload to YouTube look better than this. Colored panels look better than that. It literally looks like fan animation. I was so disappointed. Everyone was so excited for that particular scene. Now, One Piece fans are getting clowned and ripped apart due to the lack of delivery. And with that being said, is it the worst thing ever? No. Overall, is Gear 5 being adapted well? Yes. But when you set the expectations for the new standard after this Gear 5 launch, it's going to be hard to live up. So far, Zoro vs. King and episode 10 and 15 have blown Gear 5 out the water. Now, I'm sure you're pissed and angry. Like I said, it's not that deep. At the end of the day, it is just my opinion. I'm sorry you disagree, but just take a second and really think, is it living up to your expectations? Now, that's all I have for you today. I hope you don't take this too critically, like I just took a shot at the greatest thing ever. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Check out some of my other content. It's not obviously all critical of One Piece. I obviously like the story. And be sure to subscribe if you do. And don't forget, we're just getting started. We're going to stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.